board, taken down by Paulsboro. That's Lightfoot. Up ahead to Pellegrini. Nick Pellegrini coasts in, gets it to go, and one. So the senior, Nick Pellegrini, with the first points of the ball game.
Game's over. We got to score.
And the Petra fouls on Kevon Lewis.
Pellegrini bouncing back from an injury during football season. Looks healthy here today. Good to see in his senior year. Free throw is good. So a 3-point play from Nick Pellegrini. 3-zip Paulsboro. Here's a steal now, taken away by Sanders. Keyshawn Sanders with the steal. Sanders, floater from the elbow. Off of the glass, no good. Rebound taken down there by Pennsgrove. It was Jalen Newton. Now here's Dada Johnson, wants to run. Backs it out. 3 ball on the way, rims out. Now here comes Paulsboro. Sanders with it. Guarded closely by Frazier. Spencer down the lane. Contact. No whistle. And the ball taken away by Jalen Newton. Now here's Frazier Spencer. Back out to Dada Johnson. Couple players getting ready to check into the game for Pennsgrove with the next whistle. Here's Ortiz on the low block. And he walked. Dragged that pivot foot. First substitutions of the game here. Torvon Ransom coming into the ball game along with Nasir Robinson. But first we'll have a timeout here. Another timeout on the floor. Slow start from both teams. 3-0 Paulsboro with 4:23 to go in the opening quarter.
Once again, all funds are annually generated are directed to our areas. That's the annual day trial of girls and fall rodeo boys with scholarships. These $1,000 scholarships are selected and distributed by our South Jersey coaches to our student athletes continuing their education at the next level who can most benefit from our assistance, as well as the Boys and Girls Club of Atlantic City with our civic efforts in supporting the youth of the Atlantic City community. Each year, we designate specific health clubs to help combat. This year, the Seagull Classic has selected the heart. A partnership with local health care provider and Atlantic Care will see donation made to their cardiac department. And the South Jersey Basketball Summit Organization would like to thank the entire South Jersey community for their continued support of our efforts and mission as we continue to grow and expand.
Yeah, they're in the red zone, aren't they? They're on the 1 yard line? Just failed to score on the first game.
Paulsboro basketball coming out of the timeout here. Red Raiders lead 3-0, just about halfway through this opening quarter. Pellegrini gets it in. Now the Red Raiders are on the run. Lightfoot off of the window and good. Phineas Lightfoot lays it in, and it's now 5-0 Paulsboro. Dada Johnson weaving his way up the court. Over to Ransom. Looking for Robinson, taken away. Now it's a battle for it. And it looks like we'll be tied up. Jump ball. Possession arrow with Paulsboro.
It is Paulsboro possession.
Full court pressure here from the Red Devils of Pennsgrove. Pellegrini to inbound. Lobs a pass to Lightfoot, who's able to catch it in traffic. Looking for a teammate ahead. Stolen away by Nasir Robinson. Now here's Ransom down the lane. Kicks to the corner. 3 on the way. Off of the mark from Lewis. Lightfoot ahead to Pellegrini. Poked away there by Lewis. And here comes Kevon Lewis the other way. Over to Robinson. Back to Lewis down low. Double teamed in the paint. Off of the glass, no good. And the rebound comes down to Paulsboro. Now the Red Raiders want to run. Lightfoot. Over to Sanders. Floater. Contact. Offensive foul. Dada Johnson drawing the charge in there for Pennsgrove. Javon Osborne into the game for the first time here for Paulsboro. Pennsgrove still scoreless here, more than halfway through this opening quarter. Again, the Red Devils put up 72 points in their last game, blowout win over Shalleck. Struggling offensively so far here today. Robinson, Dada Johnson for 3, and that's good. So right on cue, the Red Devils get on the scoreboard and now trail 5-3. Pellegrini. Over to Osborne, back to Pellegrini. Nick Pellegrini coasts in, can't get it to go. Johnson with the rebound, ahead to Lewis. 2-on-1 break with Robinson. Kevon Lewis gets it to go. So very quickly, Penns Grove ties things up at 5. 2:45 to go here in the opening quarter.
Kevon Lewis, freshman Kevon Lewis.
A little moisture on the floor here. Was an issue yesterday with a humid day outside. Very hot inside, a lot of moisture on the floor yesterday. First, we're seeing it here today. And we're all set. Pellegrini to inbound for Paulsboro. And a 5-second violation. So Penns Grove forces the 5-second violation. It'll be Red Devils basketball now under their own basket. 2:31 to go. We're tied at 5. Robinson into Dada Johnson in the corner. Up top, that's Kevon Ransom. Drives down the lane, and let's see here, he walked. So Ransom called for steps as the Red Devils give it right back to the Red Raiders. Pellegrini inbounds, gets the basketball into Carlson, looking for a guard, finds Lightfoot. Phineas Lightfoot double teamed, lost the dribble, so he's able to dribble it again. Paulsboro still with the basketball here. The wild floater, no good from Sanders. But he gets his own rebound and scores. So Paulsboro back on top, 7-5. Ransom from the corner, off the mark. Robinson with the rebound. Put back, no good. Second put back, though, is good. Jalen Newton for 2, and he'll go to the free throw line to try and complete the three-point play. Newton's first 2 of the ball game. More substitutes here for Penns Grove. Frazier Spencer back into the ball game. And Makai Scott into the game for the first time. Standout linebacker for the Penns Grove football team. Newton hits the free throw, so 3 points on that trip down from Jalen Newton. And Penns Grove is back on top, 8-7. Here's Paulsboro now, Lightfoot. Back up top, dipping in is Osborne, can't get it to go. Rebound comes down to Dada Johnson, bumped along the baseline. Makai Scott able to corral it, now back to Johnson. Penns Grove up by 1 with the basketball. Ransom thought about a 3. Frazier Spencer thought about a 3, but now it's Dada Johnson with the basketball. Stripped away as he went down the lane. Here comes Paulsboro, 2-on-1. Keshun Sanders up and under to lay it in. Sanders with 4, and that puts Paulsboro back on top. 1:11 to go here in the first. Sun starting to peek through the windows here at Holy Spirit High School. Dada Johnson with the basketball in front of the Paulsboro bench. Ransom jacks up a 3 and connects. Kevon Ransom with his first points of the ball game. 11-9, Penns Grove regains the lead. Back and forth we go here in the first. Game that started slow has really picked up in the latter stages of the first. Lightfoot misses everything on that layup attempt. Here's Johnson. Quick as they come the other way. Floater in the lane. That's a wild shot, though. Ransom able to gather in the corner. Jalen Newton. Over to Aaron Frazier Spencer for 3. All net for Aaron Frazier Spencer, his first 3 of the ball game. And all of a sudden, Penns Grove up 14-9. There's a block from Newton, and he comes up with it. Over to Frazier Spencer, 2-on-2 break. Aaron Frazier Spencer dips in, and that's rejected. At least it looked like it was rejected. May have just not had the angle there. Lightfoot was playing defensively. Now here's Paulsboro, 2-on-1. Shot is off the mark with the rebound and the putback at the buzzer. It goes down for Taryn Carlson. So a slow start, an exciting finish, though, to that first quarter. And after 1 here at the Seagull Classic, Penns Grove on top of Paulsboro, 14-11.
Red Devils 14, Paulsboro Red Raiders 11. Don't forget about our top player of the game that will be presented at the end of each and every game. It'll be an MVP player of the game. Coming up next, we will have Timber Creek taking on Burlington Township. And nationally ranked Patrick School taking on St. Augustine Prep in a true North versus South Jersey matchup. And our final game of the Seagull Classic. Holy Spirit and Pleasantville.
After one. So here we go in the second. Kevon Lewis to walk it across for Penns Grove. Paulsboro in his zone defensively now. Looks like a 3-2. 3 on the way. Newton from the corner. Hits the bottom of the net. And here we go the other way. Only the bottom of the net, I should say. Didn't go through the net. Here's Sanders. Tough catch up top. Deep 2 on the way. Back iron no good. Battle for the board. And it comes down to Lewis. Here comes Kevon Lewis for Penns Grove. Chimey Mack also in the game now for Paulsboro. He actually finished that first quarter. Starts the second as well. A couple other changes here as Giovanni Serrano is also seeing his first action for the Red Raiders. Floater from Lewis, side of the backboard. Gets it back though. Ransom thought about a 3. Now hangs in the lane. He can't get it to go. And the rebound taken down by Mack. Here's Lightfoot. Phineas Lightfoot surveys the scene. Now backs it out a bit. Open teammate in the corner, but that ball is poked away and is a steal. Frazier Spencer comes up with it. Lightfoot flying toward the stands. Last touch by him. Pass intended there for Kevon Lewis, and it'll stay with Penns Grove. No points yet here in the second quarter. Second quarter starting slow just like the first. Red Devils still on top 14-11. Frazier Spencer plays catch deep. 3 on the way from Lewis. Can't get it to go. Pellegrini had it for a moment but lost it out of bounds. And the ball will stay with Penns Grove. Nasir Robinson back into the ball game along with Dad Johnson. Newton gets a blow along with Makai Scott. Torvon Ransom to inbound, the senior. Lobs a pass, broken up by Lightfoot. And a tough break there as his foot was on the line when he came down. Good defense there from Phineas Lightfoot, but he touched the sideline, so it'll stay with Penns Grove. Ransom into Johnson. Paulsboro stays in that zone for now. They work it to the corner. 3 on the way from Ransom, front of the rim. Rebound taken down by Pellegrini. Quickly double team though. Gets it out to Serrano. Serrano on the run. And a whistle. And let's see if they count the bucket. Now we have a charge. That one goes against Giovanni Serrano. 2 whistles, so we waited a moment for the officials to communicate. Serrano with the charge. And that means the ball goes back to Penns Grove. Still no scoring here in the second. We're 2 minutes in. Dad Johnson over to Aaron. Frazier Spencer back to Johnson. Paulsboro still in a 3-2 zone. Corner 3 on the way from Lewis. Can't get it to go. Pellegrini skies for another rebound. And here comes Paulsboro. It's Sanders, almost poked away from behind though. Serrano into the corner. Lightfoot, that's a 3. And down it goes. And we're tied up at 14. Phineas Lightfoot with the 3. He has 5 in the game. And the ball is stolen away here by Keishun Sanders. Sanders against Johnson. Spins and lays it in. Pretty play there from the sophomore Sanders. Paulsboro on top 16-14. And now another near steal. Pennsgrove player on the sideline, though. He stepped down. That was Kevon Ransom. As quickly, Jalen Newton's back into the ball game. And Jamar J. Johnson into the game for the first time. Pennsgrove with 2 players named Jamar Johnson. The starter goes by the nickname Dada. Here's a reserve into the game for the first time, who goes by Jamar J. Johnson. So we'll do our best for you on that. Lightfoot in the corner to Pellegrini. Now high post, dipping in. Getting up and getting it to go is Mack. So the senior back with his first 2 of the game. And Paulsboro extends the lead 18-14. Lewis lays it off for a teammate. Jamar J. Johnson was blocked down low, though, and now here comes Paulsboro. Sanders guarded closely. Spins through a double team, still with the basketball. Wild shot, but gets his own rebound and puts it back in. Sanders with 8. And it's a 9-0 run here in the second quarter for Paulsboro. Dada Johnson, long 3 and down it goes. 20-17 now. Pennsgrove pulls within 3. Double team and a steal. Here's Frazier Spencer with the layup. Aaron Frazier Spencer with the steal and the finish at the other end. 5 quick points for Pennsgrove, and the Paulsboro lead is 1. Sanders on the run with numbers, 3 on 2 if Paulsboro wants it. Gets the pass over to Mack, but he walked. So Mack was wide open, but shuffled his feet a little bit on the way up as Taryn Carlson gets ready to check back in for Mack. Osborne also back on the floor as Serrano heads to the bench. 3:44 to go here in the second quarter. 2020 Seagull Classic at Holy Spirit. Pennsgrove versus Paulsboro. Pennsgrove with the basketball, down by 1. Frazier Spencer dips in. Johnson, top of the key. 1 more. Newton, back to Frazier Spencer. Johnson into the corner for Jamar J. Johnson. The 2 Jamar Johnsons play catch. Dada launches for 3. And the rebound taken down by Pellegrini, who's controlling the defensive boards for Paulsboro. Baseball pass ahead, and it's tipped out of bounds by Jamar J. Johnson.
Going to be Paulsboro ball.
So the Red Raiders will have it under their own basket. Sanders to inbound. Gets it in. Deep 2 on the way from the corner, and it rims out there. And here we go the other way. Frazier Spencer all the way in. Count the basket and 1. Aaron Frazier Spencer gets it to go, and now he'll head to the free throw line to try and complete the 3-point play.
At team 4. And in the game for Paulsboro is
2020 Seagull Classic, brought to you in part by Bagliani's Market of Hamilton and by the Forza Insurance Group of Atlantic City. Free throw upcoming here for Aaron Frazier Spencer. And it rolls home. So a 3-point play there, and it puts Pennsgrove up by 2 with just under 3 minutes to go before halftime. Here's Lightfoot. Dribbled off his foot, almost out of bounds, able to save it to Sanders. Sanders slicing down the lane, blocked by Jamar J. Johnson. Ahead to Kevon Lewis. And rejected by Pellegrini. Big time rejection there. Now here's Sanders. Trying to pass to Pellegrini. He's able to corral it. Nick Pellegrini, a little bit out of control. Finds a man in the corner. And the shot is off the mark there from Serrano. And now we have a foul going against Pennsgrove. Good work down low from Taryn Carlson battling for that rebound. He draws the foul.
Pennsgrove foul is called at number 2. Jamar Dada Johnson, his first personal and team 3rd.
Foul goes against Dada Johnson, his first. Neither team in the bonus yet, with under 3 minutes to go here in the second quarter. And a rejection here from Kevon Lewis, and he saves it. Lewis finds a teammate, and it's Jalen Newton with the layup. What a play there from Kevon Lewis, not only with the rejection, but he's able to save it and pick up the assist. Now he comes away with another near steal. Bodies on the floor. Paulsboro emerges with the basketball. Carlson can't get it to go, but he'll go to the free throw line to shoot 2. Both of these quarters starting very slowly and then picking up in a big way here. Same story in the second as it was in the first. Exciting end-to-end action here in Absecon.
And at the line shooting, Terrence Carlson, shooting 2.
So here's Carlson. First one rims out. Kevon Osborne back into the game for Paulsboro.
Is number 4, Kevon Osborne.
So an empty trip there, he misses them both. Here's Dada Johnson for the Red Devils. Johnson down the lane, he's rejected down low. That was Carlson with the block. And now a foul down low, and that one will go against Jalen Newton, it appears. His second, 5th team foul against the Red Devils. Paulsboro with 4 team fouls. Here's Pellegrini. Plays a little catch as the Red Raiders try to work it across. They have to hurry now, though. Sanders finally does get it across the timeline. Finds Pellegrini. Nice look down low. And the layup is good down there from Terrence Carlson. He has 4 on the day, and it's a 2-point game. Penns Grove with the basketball. Up by 2, 1:25 to go before halftime. Dada Johnson. Paulsboro back in a zone defense here. Frazier Spencer trying to work the high post, gives a screen. Lewis catches right in front of Darius Quarles, the Paulsboro coach. Catches again. Nice look down low to Aaron Frazier Spencer, but it rolls off the rim. Pellegrini with another rebound. Here's Sanders and another whistle. Penns Grove had 1 foul to give. 6th team foul. Darrell Spence onto the floor for the first time as Jamar J. Johnson heads to the bench. So Paulsboro with a chance to tie or take the lead here with under a minute to go in the first half. Pellegrini looking for a man, finds one in Lightfoot. Lightfoot has a step, and that's traveling. So an easy call there. Lightfoot walked, trying to get down the lane, and now Penns Grove with an opportunity. 50 seconds to go and counting. Both these teams 2-2 so far. The winner obviously moves over 500 heading into the new week. Dada Johnson holding, 30 seconds to go. Lewis, nice pass down low. One more pass, and Newton finishes with the layup. Off of the dish there from Darrell Spence. 4-point game, 20 seconds to go before halftime. Paulsboro quickly back the other way, and Osborne finishes with the layup off of the feed from Sanders. Back the other way, Kevon Lewis, 10 seconds to go. Lewis in the lane. Frazier Spencer back to Lewis. Into the lane again. Floater, no good. Rebound taken down by Carlson. Prayer at the buzzer, and Lightfoot's shot is well short. So an entertaining first half of basketball here in Absecon at the Seagull Classic. And at the break, Penns Grove on top of Paulsboro, 26-24. We'll be back in a few minutes to get ready for the second half and bring you some first half scoring totals here at the Seagull Classic.
Number one, whatever.
All set to start the second half here at the Seagull Classic between Paulsboro and Penns Grove. Penns Grove on top of Paulsboro, 26-24 at the half. Highly entertaining first half. Hope for more in the second half here. Mike Frankel, Matt Ulmer with you courtside. Let's break down some scoring totals. First for Penns Grove. Aaron Frazier Spencer leading the way for the Red Devils. He has 8. Jalen Newton has 7. Dada Johnson with 6. Torvon Ransom with 3. And Kevon Lewis with 2. For Paulsboro, Keyshawn Sanders leading the way with 8. Phineas Lightfoot with 5. Taryn Carlson with 4. Nick Pellegrini, 3 points, 6 rebounds as well. 2 points apiece for both Mack and Osborne. And we're off and running in the second half. Sanders sets things up for the Red Raiders. Through a double team. Open in the corner is Phineas Lightfoot. High arcing shot is short. Rebound taken down by Newton. Now here's Dada Johnson. Red Devils in red, moving right to left on your screen. Aaron Frazier Spencer gets 2. Now here's Sanders. Jump step into the lane. Pass too hot to handle for Pellegrini. Again, Penns Grove in red, Paulsboro in white. Penns Grove basketball here. Red Devils scoring the first 2 of the third quarter. Chance to extend the lead here. Dada Johnson, nice move, and he lays it in.
Come on, Dada Johnson!
Paulsboro trying to answer. It's Sanders all the way in. Can't get it to go. Rebound taken down by Newton. Quickly the other way, Kevon Lewis. Lewis all the way in, and his layup is good. So the Red Devils are running here in the third. All of a sudden, it's an 8-point game. Here's Serrano in some trouble. Finds Lightfoot. Back up top. Sanders, deep 3. Can't get it to go. Aaron Frazier Spencer with the rebound. Taken away, though. Pellegrini, count it, and 1. Nick Pellegrini with a chance to complete the 3-point play. The steal and the assist from Giovanni Serrano.
Spencer, number 15. That's his first personal team first. Nick Pellegrini at the line. Shooting 1.
Pellegrini can't get the free throw to go. And the rebound taken down by Ortiz. Lewis wide open in the corner, but he dips in and gets an uncontested layup. 4 quick points for Kevon Lewis. Back to an 8-point lead for the Red Devils. Full court pressure here, and it's a steal. Kevon Lewis comes up with it, and another layup. And a quick timeout there from Darius Quarles, head coach of Paulsboro, as the Red Devils of Penns Grove storm out of the gate here in the third quarter. They take a 36-26 lead.
Holy Spirit kids are getting on them. Holy Spirit kids are. Tell them he can't sit under the basket.
Out of the timeout, Paulsboro all of a sudden down by 10, and some more full court pressure from Penns Grove. Sanders gets it across. Sanders still with the basketball and lays it in. End to end there from Keyshawn Sanders. He now has 10. Quickly the other way. Lewis for 3. And he gets it to go. Kevon Lewis with 9 points in 2 minutes here, and the lead is up to 11. Lightfoot jacks up an NBA three and cans it. Both of these teams like to get up and down. Lewis, wide open down low is Ortiz, and he lays it in. First two of the game for Cezanne Ortiz. 10-point game. Pellegrini back up top, and Sanders will settle for Paulsboro. Guarded closely by Dada Johnson. To his left, floats one up, rolls off the rim. Aaron Frazier Spencer the other way, ahead to Kevon Lewis. Backs it out for a second. Kicks it out to Jalen Newton. Newton into the corner for Frazier Spencer. Three on the way from there is long. Phineas Lightfoot with the rebound. Here comes Lightfoot the other way, and he's fouled there by Jalen Newton. So the foul goes against Jalen Newton, his third. And Mekhi Scott gets set to check in for him.
Fouls on Jalen Newton, number 23, his third personal, and team second.
Pellegrini quickly into Sanders, and he gets it to fall. So Keyshawn Sanders now with 12 points in the ball game. Lewis for three from the other corner. He is red hot right now. Kevon Lewis with 12 points in the opening stages of the third quarter. He has 14 in the game. He can fill it up in a hurry. Nasir Robinson checks back in here for Aaron Frazier Spencer. And now timeout taken by Nick Pellegrini as he can't get the basketball in. So Paulsboro calls timeout, down by 11 as Pennsgrove leads at 44-33.
Back there and turn the mic off.
What's good there, buddy? You all right, man? Good seeing you. Everything all right?
So here we go. Pellegrini to try to get it in again. Again having some trouble. Able to get it in this time to Osborne, and now a steal. But Pennsgrove loses it out of bounds, so Hollywood Robinson almost able to come away with that one. Instead, it'll be the Red Raiders basketball again. Pellegrini quickly in this time to Lightfoot. Hangs, rejected by Ortiz. Pellegrini gathers in the corner, double teamed, and he came up and down with it. Mekhi Scott playing defense there as him and Pellegrini have a little chat on the way down the floor. Lewis open for three from the corner again, and you don't want to do that. Kevon Lewis unconscious right now. He's got 17, and the lead swells to 14 points. Lewis had 2 points at halftime. He's got 15 points in less than 4 minutes here in the third quarter. Pellegrini hands off to Keyshawn Sanders, almost does actually. Instead, he gets it to Lightfoot. And now a block is called. That one go against Nasir Robinson. First foul of the game on Nasir Hollywood Robinson. 4:01 to go here in the third. Pennsgrove has built a 47-33 lead. Sanders almost lost it, picked it up. Down the lane, contact again. Ortiz with the rebound, but it's poked away. Here's Osborne now. Now another steal. Lewis Finds Robinson, 2-on-1, 3-on-1, over to Ortiz, and he lays it in. Trouble time for Paulsboro. The lead is swelled to 16 for Pennsgrove. Here's a light foot, and a block is called against Mackay Scott. One of the officials having a conversation with Darius Quarles there. A reminder, plenty more action to come here on this Sunday of the Seagull Classic. We'll have live coverage of Burlington Township Timber Creek coming up in just a bit, followed by St. Augustine Patrick School and then Holy Spirit against Pleasantville to close out the night. Lightfoot for three from the far corner, and that one is good. A much-needed three for Paulsboro. Phineas Lightfoot now with 11 points, and the deficit is 13 for the Red Raiders. Dada Johnson hangs, floats a pass to Lewis. He loves that corner, and he hits it again. Kevon Lewis, are you kidding me? 18 points in the quarter, a game high 20 overall. Under 3 to go in the third. Ball went out of bounds, last touched by Pennsgrove. Lightfoot to inbound to Pellegrini. Ortiz defending, and he forces the air ball. Scott with the rebound. Over to Dada Johnson. Nasir Robinson along the baseline. Down low to Ortiz. Can't get it to go, but he draws the foul. It's been all Pennsgrove here in the third quarter. They were up 2 at the half. It's now 52-36. Pennsgrove with 26 points in the quarter and counting. They scored 26 all of the first half. First free throw is good from Ortiz. We remind you, the Seagull Classic brought to you by Dondero Diamonds and Fine Jewelry of Vineland. Also by Orlandini Tile Supplies of Richland and of Marcus Hook, PA. And brought to you by the DeWeese Law Firm. Ortiz gets a pair. He has 6 in the ball game. 54-36, 18-point lead. Pennsgrove fans wanting a carry on that transaction. Instead, the ball goes out of bounds, and it'll stay with the Red Raiders of Paulsboro. Pellegrini inbounds. And we have someone stepping out of bounds. It was Keyshawn Sanders. A little careless with his feet. Stepped on the sideline. 2:32 to go here in the third. Pennsgrove has opened up an 18-point lead thanks to some red-hot shooting from Kevon Lewis. Lewis with 4 threes in the ball game, all of them coming here in the third. Here comes another one on the way, and it's good. This is about as hot as you'll see a high school player get. Lewis, his 5th 3 of the quarter. He now has 23, and he's playing defense here. Lewis and Lightfoot tied up. Kevon Lewis has the Red Devils fired up. 57-36 with 2:01 to go here in the third.
Good job, Red. Good job, Red.
Robinson trying to get it in, and we have a 5-second violation. So Nasir Robinson unable to find a teammate there. Paulsboro ball now. Again, 2:01 to go here in the third. Here's Lightfoot. Around a defender. Phineas Lightfoot. Floater from the elbow off the glass. Rebound Ortiz. Johnson ahead to Kevon Lewis. Lewis hesitates, goes glass, and it falls off the rim. Samir Dobson into the game for the first time here. for Paulsboro. He hands it off, and now a foul is called, as Sanders was making his way to the bucket, but a foul is called against, looks like Dada Johnson, his second. Subs into the game now for Pennsgrove, Torvon Ransom and Aaron Frazier Spencer make their way in. Ortiz and Scott head to the bench.
Johnson, his second personal, and it's also the team fifth. Ladies and gentlemen, there are less than 2 to play.
Here's Phineas Lightfoot now. Hounded by Robinson, makes his way in, and a block is called down there. That one will go against Aaron Frazier Spencer. It'll send Phineas Lightfoot to the free throw line. Seagull Classic, brought to you in part by Ron Ciroli Construction Company Incorporated, by Atlantic City Cruises, and by Beretta Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling of Vineland. Also brought to you by Lilliston, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram. By Coraluzzo, Petroleum Transporters, as Lightfoot misses the first free throw. Jimmy Mack back into the ball game now for Paulsboro. Well, overzealous with the celebration, perhaps, after the block. Hard to blame him. He's got 21 points in the quarter as he talks it over with head coach Damon Ware right now. So it'll be 2 free throws and the ball for Paulsboro. Phineas Lightfoot to the free throw line. Lightfoot hits the first. Lightfoot now with 12 in the game for the Red Raiders. Keyshawn Sanders also with 12. Second free throw, no good. Makes it a 20-point game. Paulsboro will retain possession after the tee.
By rule, Paulsboro will retain possession.
Pellegrini to inbound here. 1:02 to go here in the third. It's been all Pennsgrove after the half. It's a 2-point game at halftime if you're just joining us. Pennsgrove has owned this third quarter thanks in large part to Kevon Lewis, but he was just hit for that tee. Here's Lightfoot for 3, and he bangs it. Phineas Lightfoot now with 15. A little bit of a spark there for the Red Raiders as they trim the deficit to 17. Johnson, nice look down low, Nasir Robinson. Count the basket and 1. Robinson, standout running back on the Pennsgrove football team. In fact, so many of these players, part of back-to-back South Jersey championship teams on the football field. Kevon Lewis, Dada Johnson, Torvon Ransom. The list goes on and on. Mekhi Scott, Robinson as well. Hits the free throw. First points of the game for Nasir Robinson. Back to a 20-point game. Lightfoot, another 3. That one just hits the backboard. Mack with the rebound, though, and the putback is good. Approaching 20 seconds to go here in the third. Red Devils with the basketball in an 18-point lead, and this foul will go against Pellegrini. Just the third team foul against Paulsboro. Meanwhile, Pennsgrove has 7. So if the Red Raiders can draw a few more fouls, they'll be shooting the rest of the way. Dada Johnson walks it across with exactly 15 seconds to go. Frazier Spencer now. Back to Johnson, under 10 seconds to go. 7 seconds to go. Ransom, 4 seconds to go. Battle for the board, 1 second to go. And we have a foul right before the whistle. That'll send Pennsgrove to the free throw line. Looks like it'll be Nasir Robinson heading to the stripe. Everyone else heading to the benches. But Robinson has some business to settle before we turn the page to the fourth here.
At the line, Nasir Robinson shoots 2.
First shot from Robinson off the mark. Second one also off the mark. So after 3, Pennsgrove all over Paulsboro now, 60-42. They outscore the Red Raiders 34-18 in the period as we head to the fourth. All set for the start of the fourth quarter here. Mike Frankel, Matt Ulmer with you courtside at the 2020 Seagull Classic Sunday action. Pennsgrove taking a close game and making it one-sided there in the third as the Red Devils enter the fourth with a 19-point lead over the Red Raiders of Paulsboro. Happy you're with us today. Much more action to come, including Burlington Township against Timber Creek coming up next. First, though, it's a turnover followed by another turnover. One was forced, the other unforced. And when the dust settles, it'll be Paulsboro basketball. Nick Costco and I will have the call of Burlington Township, Timber Creek coming up next. Then Nick and Dave O'Sullivan will have the Patrick School against St. Augustine, followed by Pleasantville and Holy Spirit to cap off the tournament. We'll have that action coming later today and tonight. Mack catches on the high post. 3 on the way from Sanders, and he drills it. Keyshawn Sanders with a much-needed 3. And a quick timeout there from Damon Ware as he wants to talk things over. Head coach of the Red Devils. 60-44 as there's a timeout on the floor. Pennsgrove basketball coming out of the timeout. 16-point game here with a little less than a minute going by here in the fourth. Ransom gets it across. That's Jamar J. Johnson back into the game. Back to Nasir Robinson. Over to Frazier Spencer. Now Newton in the corner. Skip pass. Hollywood Robinson. Elbow. Foul line jumper is true. Nice touch there from Nasir, the junior. And that lead back up to 18. Here's Lightfoot trying to work against this Pennsgrove pressure. Finds a wide open Mack down low for the layup. Nice look there from Lightfoot. Mack with the finish. Robinson plowing through everyone. And a whistle. So that'll send Robinson to the free throw line. check that. That's just the 5th team foul. So I'm looking at the scoreboard backwards. So it'll be side out of bounds here for Pennsgrove. So here's Robinson, plays catch with Frazier Spencer. Paulsboro extending that defense a little bit, but still in zone right now. No rush right here for Pennsgrove. Frazier Spencer, bounce pass over to Nasir Robinson. Spence in the high post, now over to Newton. Picks up his dribble, throws a pass right to Pellegrini. 2-on-1 break here for Paulsboro. Lightfoot drifts in, back iron no good. Here we go the other way. Ransom to Robinson. Robinson off the window. 2 Pennsgrove players battle for it. Ransom comes away with it. And we have a jump ball, possession arrow to the Red Devils. Just over 2 minutes gone by here in the 4th. Damon Ware's team still in control, 62-46 as Pennsgrove leads Paulsboro. These two have had plenty of battles on the football field with many of these players involved over the last couple years. They do battle on the basketball court here at the Seagull Classic. 3 is off of the mark from Newton. Sanders comes down with it. Keyshawn Sanders. High post for Mack. Mack wide open lane, so he dips in and gets 2. Mack now with 8 points in the ball game, and it's a 14-point contest. High post there, and that shot is wild from Darrell Spence. Here comes Paulsboro again. Lightfoot ahead to Sanders. 3 on the way. That one a little bit long. Offensive rebound by Osborne. Looked like Spence thought he had a clean rejection, but he's whistled for the foul. And that will send Javon Osborne to the line to shoot 2. Checking back into the game is Makai Scott. Spence takes a seat. Osborne missed the first, makes the second. Back into the game now is Taryn Carlson. Mack gets a breather. Full court pressure here from the Red Raiders of Paulsboro. Robinson spins through it. Ransom on the move, but lays it up a little short. Rebound taken down by Carlson. Now here's Phineas Lightfoot the other way. Lightfoot, maybe some steps in there, whistle silent. Pellegrini offensive rebound and put back. Pellegrini really working the boards today. It's his 10th rebound. Back the other way now is Newton. And the ball will stay with Pennsgrove. Last touch by Paulsboro. 2 starting guards back in the game for Pennsgrove. It's Kevon Lewis, who was lights out there in the 3rd quarter. Had 21 of his 23 points there in the 3rd, including 5 threes. Dada Johnson also back into the game, as it's down to an 11-point lead. Pass looking for Newton, but it's taken away. And now we have a foul against Scott, and that will send Paulsboro to the free throw line to shoot in 1-1. So still a lot of basketball to be played here, as Osborne has an opportunity to trim this thing to single digits if he can hit both. That's now 4 fouls as well on Jalen Newton, so something to keep an eye on there. Big 1-1 here for Javon Osborne. And he hits the front end. So that makes it a 10-point game. Seagull Classic brought to you by It's a Rodeo Custom On-Site Catering. Call John Rodeo at 609-839-6209. So 1 of 2 there for Osborne. And the lead for Pennsgrove is 10 with 4:35 to go here in the 4th. Here's Dada Johnson on the handle. Pick coming from Scott. Dada uses it, but he lost the ball on the way to the basket. Gets it back, though. Newton battling down there, and he gets 2 on the inside. Jalen Newton now with 9 points, and it's a 12-point advantage for Pennsgrove. Here's Lightfoot. Breaks his man down off the dribble, but then he lost it. Frazier Spencer comes away with it. Ahead to Kevon Lewis, who lays it in. Kevon Lewis, 2 points at the half. He now has 25. Back to a 14-point game. Pellegrini catches, top of the key. Lightfoot for 3. Off the mark, Dada Johnson rips down the rebound. Here's Newton now, playing with those 4 fouls. Back out to Johnson as the Red Devils set things up here. Guarded by Sanders. Johnson on the move, though, taken away. Looked like Carlson on that steal. 3-on-1 break. Sanders lays it in. And a quick timeout from Darius Quarles as Sanders gets 2 to now give him 17 points in the game. 12-point lead for Pennsgrove, 66-54.
And then coming up next, we will have Timber Creek. Timber Creek and Burlington Township will be our next step here at Holy Spirit High School at the 3rd annual Seagull Classic.
Newton inbound out of the timeout. Mike Frankel, Matt Ulmer with you courtside here at the Seagull Classic as we wind down between Pennsgrove and Paulsboro. Pennsgrove was up by 2 at the half, now leading by 12 here with 3+ to go in the 4th. Red Devils exploded in the 3rd quarter thanks to Kevon Lewis. Dada Johnson in some trouble, finds a man in the corner. That's Lewis, but that shot's off the mark. Rebound taken down by Scott as the ball hits the official as he was trying to make a call there. And Makai Scott will head to the free throw line to shoot 2. Makai Scott, all-state linebacker, bringing some of that physicality to the Pennsgrove basketball team.
At the line. Scott shooting 2.
Scoreless today, looking for his first point. First free throw is off the mark. Mack back into the game for Paulsboro. He's played some good minutes for head coach Darius Quarles. The senior has 8 points off of the bench as Pellegrini takes a break. Second shot from Scott, also no good. And the rebound taken by Taryn Carlson. Here comes Keyshawn Sanders. Around a screen from Carlson. Sanders lays it in. Give him 19 for the game. And it's back to a 10-point ball game here. 2:43 to go in the 4th. Pennsgrove with the lead and the ball. Jalen Newton in the corner. Back to Frazier Spencer. Goes glass and hits. Solid game today for Aaron Frazier Spencer. He now has 12. Lightfoot with a quick move at the other end. He has 17 points. And again, it's a 10-point ball game. Dada Johnson now across the timeline. Splits the double team. Johnson hangs. And it rolls out. Spins out of the bucket there. Carlson had it for a moment. Now there's a battle. Jump ball, looks like. Possession arrow to the Red Raiders of Paulsboro with 2:03 to go. So a big opportunity upcoming here for Paulsboro, down by 10. Can make things interesting here with a basket. Cezanne Ortiz back into the ball game for Pennsgrove. Scott takes the seat. Mackins inbounds. Here comes Sanders now. Sanders across tie line, poked away from behind though. Here's Paulsboro. Wild shot from Dobson. And it's an empty trip there for the Red Raiders. Now a foul against Dobson. That'll send Dada Johnson to the line to shoot 1 and 1.
Dada Johnson shooting 1 and 1.
Johnson 8 points today. Solid floor game in this one. He's handled most of the ball handling duties. But he misses the front end here. But chases down the offensive rebound and he's bumped. So he'll head right back to the free throw line to shoot another 1 and 1.
The PAULSBORO foul was called on Phineas Lightfoot, number 3, his first personal teammate.
So Dada Johnson right back to the stripe to again shoot a 1 and 1. He just missed the front end moments ago. Trying to extend this 10-point Red Devils lead. 1:47 to go here in the fourth. And this time he hits the front end. So Johnson with 9. And he gets another here. The officials have some words for some of the players in the lane, and here we go with the second free throw. Second one off the mark. Lewis gets the offensive rebound. So here's Dada Johnson. Paulsboro absolutely needed that rebound, didn't get it. Ortiz down low. And he's fouled there by Taryn Carlson. So this game really starting to slip away from Paulsboro down the stretch here.
Foul number 25, Taryn Carlson, that's his second personal.
Red Raiders really had a chance to make things interesting. They were down by about 19, 20 points there at one point in the third. They cut it to about 10, but unable to get over the hump here late in the fourth. Ortiz hits the first. Give him 7 for the game. And looks like Paulsboro is waving the white flag, so to speak, as we have wholesale substitutions into the game now. Still just a 12-point game with a minute and a half left. Ortiz will get another here. Try to get you some of the names of these new Paulsboro players in a moment. Second one good for Ortiz to make it a 13-point game. 1:31 to go. And now here's a steal and a foul, as that foul goes against Jamil Gant, who's just into the game. Brian Hardy also into the game for Paulsboro, along with Dennis Townsend. Rocco Pellegrini also seeing his first action.
Aaron Frazier Spencer at the line, shooting 2. In for Pennsgrove is number 34, Malik.
Now wholesale substitutions for Pennsgrove. Final player for Paulsboro we don't have on our rosters over here, so apologies to number 35. New players in here for Pennsgrove as well, including Cameron Bailey.
Also in for Pennsgrove, and also in for Pennsgrove is number 0, Jamar J. Johnson.
The free throw was good there from Frazier Spencer. 73-58 is the score.
Fouls on Jamar J. Johnson, number 0. As his third personal, team remains over the limit. Elijah Rich shooting 2.
Here's Gant at the free throw line. Jamil Gant hits the first. Second free throw also good. So here we go. 1 minute to go here in the fourth. Reserves on the floor for both teams, even though still just a 13-point game, but these coaches saying enough is enough for today. Here comes Gant the other way for Paulsboro, and he gets it to go. So check that, it was an 11-point game. It was a 13-point game. I was told there'd be no math. It's now an 11-point game. 73-62. Paulsboro still playing hard. 30 seconds to go here. And no whistle there. We play on. Here's Rocco Pellegrini with it. 18 seconds to go. We'll see if the Red Raiders can get a final decent shot off here. Driving in and being fouled that time is Brian Hardy. So he'll go to the free throw line with a chance to shoot two. First free throw off the mark there from Hardy. He'll get another. Big time third quarter from Pennsgrove. Kevon Lewis very much on the way to being named top crop player of the game. He'll finish with 25. 23 of those points coming after halftime. Second free throw is good for Brian Hardy. Some dribbling display here all the way down the lane. That's Malik Lewis drawing some oohs and ahs from the crowd. Big fella putting on a show, but he ultimately loses it out of bounds. Let's see, or does he? And he'll stay with Pennsgrove. 1.8 to go. Lewis's teammates love that on the bench. Shot comes in. Pennsgrove gets a shot off and it falls well short. So after all of that down the stretch, it's Pennsgrove coming away with the victory. Final score 73-63 over Paulsboro. Kevon Lewis, the top crop player of the game with 25 points. Aaron Frazier-Spencer chipping in with 14. 9 points for both Jalen Newton and Dada Johnson. Ortiz with 8. Robinson with 5. And Torvon Ransom with 3. In the loss for Paulsboro, Keyshawn Sanders going for 19 points. Phineas Lightfoot going for 17. Mack had 8. Nick Pellegrini had 7. Carlson and Jameel Gant with 4. And Brian Hardy with 1. So that'll do it for this game. Stay with us. I'll be joined by Nick Costco. We'll have the call of Timber Creek versus Burlington Township. So stay with us at the 2020 Seagull Classic.